Hey everybody, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder, your self-proclaimed metal mogul. Up to 1985 in my top 10 covers of the 1980 series. We're over halfway there now, and up to this point I have not actually mentioned that I'm only doing studio albums. It hasn't really been a factor before now, but in 1985 there was one particularly big live album that came out, and also a couple of compilations I've got that would have featured very, very highly in here, but they're not going to be shown today because this is a studio album only series. I think I may well tag in at the very end of the series a live album special with because there are some great live album covers as well, but we're going to concentrate on the studio albums of 1985. And first off, Accept Metal Heart. It's one of those covers that I can kind of lose myself in, even just following the wiring, wondering how this thing works before it was ripped out of some metalhead's chest and put onto the cover of the album. Always particularly like the no future warning light that was on it. Certainly not my favourite Accept album, but always love the artwork. Sergeant D of the SOD, Speak English or Die. This is my original copy from when it came out. Always like this at the time. Of course, this was like a fun album for any teenage kid. I have not spun it in absolutely donkey's years, so maybe I should remind myself of just how much fun I had with it back in the day. Spreading the Disease. One of my favourite albums of all time. You guys know that if you are regular watchers. I used to have this as my back patch. I've now got Judge Death at the moment, but I had this on my back proudly as a teenager. Just always loved the picture, always wondered what was going on. Obviously a guy in pain, but yeah, iconic cover, favourite album, had to include it. Halloween, Walls of Jericho, perhaps not the best drawn picture of all time, but again, it's one of those covers I've just always been attracted to. Always felt very proud of this guy. He's the only one standing and fighting. Everyone else is running away or has been punched off the wall. But yeah, great. I wouldn't say great picture from an artistic point of view, but a fantastic picture from a metal album point of view. Bloody Six, In the Name of Blood. Again, it's one of those album covers that has just got a striking image on the middle. Love the band logo as well, and it's kind of feels like a better, almost sci-fi version of Never Say Die, Black Sabbath. But yeah, love it. Rodney Matthews, he hasn't I don't think been in the last couple of videos, but on A Storyteller's Night. Obviously this is not a very metal cover, but then Magnum are not a very metal band, they're just a great melodic hard rock band. But fantasy image on A Storyteller's Night, and I lapped this up when I was a teenager. I was very much into my fantasy novels at the time, and another one of those pictures you could just stare at and see additional detail in it for hours. Thor, Only the Strong. I do wish I had a cover that didn't have the sticker damage, but there we go, it is what it is. The album plays perfectly well. The Mighty Thor. Looks almost as good as his picture on the front, but again we've got I guess a Viking style picture. Thor's hammer with a skull on it. Striking image. It's pink, but it's metal. Exciter, Long Live the Loud. Again, another sort of fantasy image. Guy with a big sword. I'm a sucker for a guy with a big sword. Another black background with a striking image. Very iconic. Artillery's Fear of Tomorrow. Don't often see Grim Reaper with a pistol, but here he is, loading up and ready to take your soul. Great album. And last, but by no means least, one of my favourite albums from 1985, as well as one of my favourite artwork from 1985, Exodus Bonded by Blood. This is the only Exodus album I really need. I have more, but this is the only one I really, really need. Just a really screwed up picture on the front. Very, very metal. Very, very thrash metal. Bonded by Blood. My last pick of 1985. These are in no particular order. I would chop and change them if I did all the time, but I am interested to find out what your favourite album covers are from 1985 this time in the comments below as per usual, and I will catch up with you then and then be back with 86. Looking forward to seeing you. Cheers.